The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the quiet streets of Honolulu. In a small apartment nestled in the city's heart, Lani sat by the window, her fingers tracing the edges of a well-worn book. Kai, her grandson, played with his toys on the floor, oblivious to the weight of his grandmother's thoughts. "Kai, sweetheart, it's time for dinner," Lani called out, her voice carrying a gentle tone that only a grandmother could master. The aroma of a home-cooked meal filled the air, courtesy of Hoku, Lani's lifelong friend. Hoku, a vibrant woman with greying hair and a perpetual twinkle in her eye, entered the apartment carrying a tray of steaming dishes. "Lani, my dear, I've made your favorite coconut curry. I know it's been a tough day." Lani managed a weak smile, appreciating Hoku's constant support. "Thank you, Hoku. You always know how to lift my spirits." As they sat around the small dining table, the trio shared stories and laughter, a reprieve from the weight of the world outside. Kai, a bright young man with curiosity in his eyes, listened intently to his grandmother's tales of distant lands and magical adventures from the pages of her cherished books. After dinner, as the sun vanished completely, Lani sighed, the heaviness returning. "I miss them, Hoku. Every day I miss them." Hoku reached across the table, squeezing Lani's hand. "I know, dear. But you're doing an incredible job with Kai. He's lucky to have you." The tropical breeze whispered through the palm trees, carrying the scent of plumeria blossoms as Lani's childhood unfolded in the vibrant tapestry of Honolulu. She would spend lazy afternoons exploring the sandy shores, listening to the ocean waves sing a lullaby that became the soundtrack of her carefree days. But nestled within the warmth of the Hawaiian sun was a passion that set her apart from her peers, a profound love for books. Lani's parents nurtured her budding curiosity in a quaint corner of the city. They filled their home with stories, opening the door to worlds far beyond the shores of Hawaii. Lani's eyes sparkled with wonder as her parents read tales of adventure and magic, igniting a flame that would burn brightly within her for years to come. "Dad, tell me the one about the brave islander who sailed across the vast ocean," Lani would plead, her small hands reaching for the cherished book. Her father, a gentle soul with laughter lines etched around his eyes, would oblige, spinning tales of courage and resilience. "Once upon a time, in a land not too different from ours," and so the stories continued for years to come. Lani's mother, a pillar of strength with a heart as vast as the Pacific, nurtured her daughter's love for literature. She would weave Hawaiian folklore into bedtime stories, connecting Lani to the rich tapestry of her heritage. As the years passed, Lani's love for books deepened, becoming a constant companion through the highs and lows of adolescence. She would spend hours lost in the pages of novels, finding solace in the written word during moments of joy and sorrow. In her 20s, Lani's life took a turn that mirrored the tragic twists found in the novels she cherished. She met the love of her life, a kindred spirit whose laughter resonated with the rhythm of the Hawaiian waves. They married, and their union blessed them with a son, a bright-eyed soul who brought even more joy into their already blissful existence. The family thrived, their days filled with laughter, love, and the comforting presence of each other. Lani's husband, a man with a heart as vast as the ocean surrounding their island home, worked hard to provide for his family. Together they painted a picture of happiness that seemed destined to last forever. But fate like the capricious tides, can change in an instant. One day, the family embarked on a journey to New Zealand, a trip meant to bring them closer to their daughter-in-law's ailing mother. Lani, left behind with her grandson Kai, awaited their return, the house echoing with anticipation of their laughter and stories of their travels. Days turned into an agonizing wait, and Lani's heart grew heavy with unspoken fears. It was a call in the dead of the night that shattered the tranquility of her small apartment. The news hit her like a storm. The flight that carried her husband, son, and daughter-in-law had met a tragic end. The weight of grief pressed down on Lani's shoulders, and she clung to Kai, her anchor in the sea of sorrow. Tears blurred her vision as she tried to comprehend the magnitude of the loss. "No, it can't be true," she whispered, her voice barely audible amidst the deafening silence that enveloped the room. Days turned into weeks, and the community rallied around Lani, offering condolences and support. Hoku, her lifelong friend, stood by her side, a silent pillar of strength. "Lani, we'll get through this together," Hoku assured, her eyes reflecting the pain they both felt. In grief, Lani faced an unimaginable task: explaining to Kai that his parents were never coming back. The room felt heavy with unspoken words as she kneeled before him. "Kai, sweetheart, there's something I need to tell you." The tears in Kai's eyes mirrored the ache in Lani's heart as she recounted the tragic events. The room echoed with their shared sorrow, and in that moment, grandmother and grandson clung to each other, navigating the tempest of loss together. The funeral became a sombre affair, the air thick with grief as friends and family gathered to say their farewells. Lani stood by the graveside, her eyes fixed on the caskets that now held the ones she held dearest. As the first handfuls of earth fell upon the coffins, the reality of her new life settled in, a life without the laughter that once filled their home. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Lani found solace in the familiar embrace of books. The library, once a sanctuary of joy, became a refuge from the storm within her. It was in the quiet corners of the library's basement that she sought solace, surrounded by the musty scent of old volumes. Kai, too young to fully comprehend the magnitude of their loss, clung to his grandmother, finding comfort in the stories she wove to fill the void left by his parents. "Grandma, will they ever come back?" he would ask, his eyes searching hers for reassurance. Lani, her eyes clouded with sorrow, would hold him close. "No, my love, but we'll always carry them in our hearts." As the years unfolded, the wounds of loss began to heal, leaving behind scars that spoke of resilience and the enduring strength of family. The library, now a haven for both Lani and Kai, became the backdrop of their journey through grief and rebuilding. And so, in the heart of Honolulu, where the waves whispered tales of love and loss, the story of Lani and Kai continued, a story of navigating the stormy seas of grief with the anchor of family and the guiding light of literature. The days blurred into weeks, and Lani settled into her routine at the Honolulu Public Library. Surrounded by the comforting scent of aged paper, she found solace among the rows of books that had been her constant companions. Kai, too, adapted to his new reality, finding joy in his grandmother's stories and the enchanting worlds within the library's walls. One evening, as Lani catalogued books in the dimly lit basement, Kai approached with a hesitant smile. "Grandma, can I help you with anything? I want to do more." Lani's eyes welled with pride. "You're already doing so much, my love. But if you want to help, maybe you can assist Hoku in the kitchen. She would appreciate the extra hands." Kai nodded, determined to make a difference. He headed upstairs to find Hoku, leaving Lani alone with her thoughts. The library became not just a workplace, but a haven for Lani, a place where she could lose herself in the written word and momentarily escape the struggles that waited her at home. Months passed and Kai's high school graduation loomed on the horizon. Lani, with a furrowed brow, calculated the costs of college. The realization hit her. She had to find a way to support Kai's dreams. One day, Hoku discovered Lani poring over financial documents at the kitchen table. "Lani, sweetheart, you can't do this alone. Let me help, we'll figure something out." Lani's eyes glistened with gratitude. "Hoku, you've done so much already. I can't burden you with this." Hoku's expression softened. "Lani, we've been friends for a lifetime. Let me be there for you. We'll find a way to ensure Kai's future is as bright as his potential." Determined to make ends meet, Lani took on extra shifts at the library, a decision that didn't go unnoticed by Hoku. With concern etched on her face, Hoku voiced her worries. "Lani, you're working yourself to exhaustion. There has to be another way." Lani sighed, her fatigue evident. "I can't let Kai down. He deserves a chance at a better life." Hoku's eyes sparkled with determination. "We'll find a way, Lani, together." One day, as she was sorting through a pile of donated books, she came across a leather-bound tome that caught her eye. It was titled The History of Hawaii and had faded gold lettering on the cover. She opened it and saw that it was printed in 1898, just a year after the annexation of Hawaii by the United States. She flipped through the pages, admiring the illustrations and maps, when she noticed something odd. There was a small envelope tucked between the pages, with a handwritten note on it. It read, "Dear reader, if you are reading this, then you have found my secret. Inside this envelope is a clue to a treasure that I have hidden somewhere in Hawaii. It is a treasure of great value, not only in gold and jewels, but also in history and culture. It is a treasure that belongs to the Hawaiian people and to anyone who loves this land as much as I do. I was a loyal supporter of Queen Liliuokalani, the last monarch of Hawaii, who was overthrown by a group of American businessmen and politicians in 1893. I witnessed the injustice and the betrayal that she suffered, and I vowed to protect her legacy and her people. I gathered some of her personal belongings, as well as some artifacts and documents that proved her rightful claim to the throne, and I hid them in a safe place where no one would find them. But I am old and dying, and I have no heirs to pass on my secret. I decided to leave this clue in this book, hoping that someday someone who shares my love for Hawaii will find it and follow it to the treasure. The clue is a riddle, and it will lead you to another clue, and then another, until you reach the final destination. But be warned, the journey will not be easy. You will face many dangers and challenges along the way, and you will need courage, wisdom, and faith to succeed. If you are brave enough to accept this quest, then open the envelope and read the first clue. If not, then close the book and forget about it. The choice is yours. Aloha, Kimo. Lani felt a surge of curiosity and excitement as she read the note. She had always dreamed of going on an adventure, of finding a treasure, and of doing something meaningful with her life. She looked around the library and saw the same old shelves, the same old books, and the same old routine. She felt a sudden urge to break free from her boring existence, to take a risk, and to follow her heart. She reached for the envelope and opened it. Inside she found a small piece of paper with a riddle written on it. It said, "I am the eye of the island, the source of its power. I am the fire in the water, the maker of the flower. I am the home of the goddess, the sacred and the feared. I am the place where you must go to find the next clue here." Lani read the riddle several times, trying to figure out what it meant. She thought about the geography and history of Hawaii and tried to recall what she had learnt from the books. She realized that the riddle was referring to a volcano, the most prominent feature of the Hawaiian Islands. But which volcano? There were many volcanoes in Hawaii, some active, some dormant, and some extinct. She needed to narrow down her options. She decided to use the library's computer to do some research. She typed in volcanoes in Hawaii and clicked on the first link that came up. It was a website that listed all the volcanoes in Hawaii, along with their names, locations, and statuses. She scanned the list looking for clues that matched the riddle. She eliminated the ones that were not on islands, underwater, or had no historical or cultural significance. She narrowed down her choices to 4. Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, Kilauea, and Halela Kala. He read the descriptions of each volcano and tried to find the one that best fit the riddle. She ruled out Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea because they were not associated with any goddess and they did not produce any flowers. She was left with Kilauea and Haleakala, both of whom were known for their volcanic activity and their connection to Hawaiian mythology. She compared the two and noticed a difference. Kilauea was on the Big Island, while Haleakala was on Maui. She remembered that the book where she found the clue was titled The History of Hawaii, and that it was printed in 1898, before Hawaii became a state. She realized at that time Hawaii only referred to the Big Island and not the entire archipelago. She concluded that the riddle was pointing to Kilauea, the eye of the island, the fire in the water, the home of the goddess Pillar, and the sacred and the feared. She felt a thrill of satisfaction as she solved the riddle. She was one step closer to the treasure. She wondered what the next clue would be and where it would lead her. Lani gathered Kai and Hoku in the living room, excitement and anticipation lighting up her eyes. She unfolded the note and read the riddle aloud. I am the eye of the island, the source of its power. I am the fire in the water, the maker of the flower. I am the home of the goddess, the sacred and the feared. I am the place where you must go to find the next clue here. As she finished reading, a sense of wonder filled the room. Kai's eyes sparkled with curiosity and Hoku's face mirrored Lani's excitement. It's Kilauea, the volcano on the Big Island, Lani exclaimed. That's where we need to go to find the next clue. Hoku grinned, her adventurous spirit matching Lani's. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's embark on this journey together. The trio, Lani, Hoku and Kai, arrived at the airport with their bags packed and hearts pounding with anticipation. The bustling terminal echoed with the hum of conversations and the shuffling of luggage. Kai, the young college hopeful, couldn't contain his excitement. I still can't believe we're doing this, Grandma. Going on a treasure hunt and all. Lani grinned at her grandson. Life is full of surprises, Kai. We just need to be brave enough to chase after them. Hoku, the ever-supportive friend, chimed in, And that's exactly what we're doing, chasing dreams and treasure alike. As they settled into their seats on the plane, Lani couldn't help but feel a mix of nerves and joy. She clutched the note with the riddle in her hand, a beacon of hope for a better future. As the plane descended, Lani gazed out the window, marvelling at the lush landscapes and the majestic volcano peaks below. The riddle echoed in her mind, and she couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the verge of uncovering something extraordinary. Kai, unable to contain his excitement, leaned over to Lani. Grandma, do you think we're going to find a treasure, like a real hidden treasure? Lani chuckled, tousling Kai's hair. Who knows, my love? Life is full of surprises. We're on an adventure, and that's what matters. Hoku, looking out the window with a smile, added, It's not every day you get to go on a treasure hunt in Hawaii. I'm in it for the thrill and the memories. Once they landed on the big island, they were greeted by the warm Hawaiian breeze. The trio called a cab to take them to the location hinted at in the riddle. The driver, a friendly local with a laid-back demeanour, engaged in conversation. Going on an adventure, huh? He said, glancing at the 3 passengers in the rearview mirror. Lani nodded. Yes, we are. A treasure hunt of sorts. The driver chuckled. Oh, sounds like something out of a movie. Oh, best of luck to you folks. All 3 made their way to Kilauea, the active volcano Lani believed held the key to the next clue. Armed with the riddle and a sense of determination, they hiked through the volcanic terrain, taking in the raw beauty and power of the landscape. As they walked, Kai couldn't help but ask, Do you think this is where the treasure is, Grandma? In a volcano? Lani nodded. Well, the riddle led us here, and Kimo seemed to have a deep connection to preserving Hawaiian history. Let's see what we find. The ground beneath them felt alive with the energy of the earth, and Lani couldn't help but feel a connection to the mysterious quest laid out by Kimo's note. As they reached the caldera, the heart of Kilauea, Lani noticed a peculiar arrangement of rocks. Kai, always curious, pointed at the rocks. Grandma, do you think these are part of the clue? They look arranged specially. Lani bent down to examine the stones. You might be onto something, Kai. Remember the riddle? I am the eye of the island. These rocks could be pointing us in the right direction. Upon closer inspection, Lani found a small crevice between 2 rocks. Excitement surged within her as she carefully examined the area, eventually discovering a small envelope similar to the one in the library. In the crevice she found another note, this time a riddle that spoke of the sea. Beneath the waves where sea breezes sing, where turtles glide and the coral bells ring, find the cavern's entrance hidden from view to uncover the secrets that are known by a few. Lani's eyes sparkled with intrigue. It seems like our journey continues underwater. Let's explore the coastal areas and find that cavern. Kai and Hoku followed Lani as they wandered along the coastline, the rhythmic sound of the waves providing a soothing backdrop. The hunt for the hidden cavern became a shared adventure, filled with laughter and anticipation. Eventually, Lani spotted a hidden cave partially submerged by the gentle lapping of the waves. The entrance was concealed by overgrown vegetation, and it took a keen eye to spot the subtle clues that led them to the concealed opening. With a mix of anticipation and caution, they ventured into the darkness. Inside the cave, Lani discovered a chamber adorned with ancient Hawaiian symbols and artifacts. It became evident that she had stumbled upon a hidden sanctuary, a place of cultural significance that held the remnants of a bygone era. Kai, wide-eyed with wonder, whispered, Grandma, do you think this is part of the treasure? It's like a secret museum. Hoku, equally fascinated, added, Kimo knew how to keep his secrets. This is incredible. Amid her exploration, Lani found yet another envelope, this time containing a map and a note. Beyond the valleys where the trade winds dance, follow the map and take a chance. To the place where the Queen's spirit soars and the treasure of Hawaii is forever yours. Studying the map, Lani traced the route that led her through lush valleys and dense forests, guided by the subtle clues left by Kimo. The journey tested her resilience and determination, but with each step she felt a profound connection to the land and its rich history. As they followed the map, Kai couldn't help but exclaim, "This is like a real-life adventure movie, Grandma! I can't believe we're doing this!" Lani smiled, her eyes reflecting the joy of the moment. "Life is full of surprises, Kai. Treasure each one." Finally, in a secluded valley, Lani discovered a hidden cave entrance. As they all stepped inside, they were met with a breathtaking sight. A chamber filled with artifacts, manuscripts, and personal belongings of Queen Liliuokalani. It was a treasure trove of historical significance, a testament to the enduring spirit of the Hawaiian people. Overwhelmed with emotion, Lani knew that she had not only uncovered a hidden treasure, but also fulfilled Kimo's mission to preserve and honor the legacy of Queen Liliuokalani. Amidst the artifacts and manuscripts discovered in the hidden cave, Lani and her companions unearthed a collection of Queen Liliuokalani's personal belongings, a treasure trove that transcended the value of gold and jewels. Each item told a story, weaving together the narrative of Hawaii's lost monarch. Among the artifacts was a delicate handcrafted necklace adorned with intricate seashells. Lani gently held it in her hands, her fingers tracing the contours of each shell. Hoku, leaning in with curiosity, remarked, "This necklace must have held great significance for the Queen." Lani nodded, her eyes glinting with awe. "It's said that Queen Liliuokalani had a deep connection to the ocean. This necklace, I believe, symbolizes her love for the sea and the islands." Kai, capturing the moment on his phone, chimed in, "It's like holding a piece of history in our hands, Grandma." As they explored further, they discovered a tattered but impeccably preserved journal belonging to the Queen. Lani delicately flipped through the pages, uncovering intimate reflections, poetry, and the Queen's thoughts during the turbulent time of Hawaii's annexation. Hoku, peering over Lani's shoulder, whispered, "This journal is a treasure of its own, a window into the Queen's heart." Lani, her voice filled with reverence, replied, "It's as if she left behind a part of herself for us to discover. This is history, Hoku, in its purest form." The cave held more surprises: a ceremonial robe adorned with vibrant feathers, a carved wooden figure representing a Hawaiian deity, and letters exchanged between Queen Liliuokalani and her closest confidants. Each item added layers to the rich tapestry of Hawaii's cultural heritage. Kai, wide-eyed with wonder, mused, "I never imagined we'd find such incredible things. This is more than a treasure. It's a connection to our past." As they prepared to leave the cave, Lani couldn't shake the feeling of responsibility that settled on her shoulders. She realized that these artifacts were not just relics. They were a legacy that needed to be shared with the world. As they all left the cave, the weight of their discovery settled in. Lani felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that this riddle had not only brought her a newfound purpose, but had also contributed to the preservation of Hawaii's rich cultural heritage. Back in the warmth of the Hawaiian sun, they gathered outside the cave, basking in the significance of their journey. Hoku, looking at the artifacts, remarked, "Lani, You've done something incredible. Kima's quest led us to a treasure that goes beyond gold and jewels. Lani nodded, her eyes reflecting a mix of gratitude and accomplishment. We've not only found a hidden history, but also a responsibility to protect it. This is a treasure for all of Hawaii, for generations to come. Kai, still buzzing with excitement, chimed in, And we did it together, Grandma! We made history! As they made their way back through the valleys, their heart filled with a sense of purpose, Lani couldn't help but feel a deep connection to the island, its history, and the enduring spirit of its people. Days turned into weeks, and the buzz surrounding Lani, Kai, and Hoku's incredible discovery at Kilauea continued to grow. The news of the hidden treasure had spread far beyond the shores of Honolulu, capturing the attention of archaeologists, historians, and government officials alike. The artifacts found in the cave were not just valuable. They were a priceless glimpse into Hawaii's rich cultural heritage. One sunny afternoon, as Lani returned to her routine at the Honolulu Public Library, she was greeted by a government official named Mr. Thompson. Dressed in a crisp suit, he approached Lani with a warm smile.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Lani. I hope I'm not disturbing you,
Mr. Thompson said. Lani, a bit surprised, replied, Oh, not at all. How can I help you? Mr. Thompson extended his hand.
I'm Davis Thompson from the Department of Cultural Affairs. We've heard about the remarkable discovery you made at Kilauea, and we would like to discuss the next steps with you.
Lani shook his hand, her eyes bright with curiosity. Of course, Mr. Thompson, I'd be happy to help in any way I can. As they sat down in a quiet corner of the library, Mr. Thompson explained the government's plan to preserve and showcase the artifacts. He expressed gratitude for Lani's role in the discovery and commended her for the responsible handling of the historical treasures.
We want to create a dedicated exhibit, a place where people from all over can come and learn about Queen Liliuokalani and the rich history of Hawaii,
Mr. Thompson explained. Lani, feeling a sense of pride and responsibility, nodded in agreement. That sounds wonderful. I believe these artifacts should be shared with the world. It's a part of our history that deserves to be known and appreciated. As plans were set in motion, Lani, Kai, and Hoku found themselves involved in the curation process. They worked closely with government officials, historians, and archaeologists to ensure that the exhibit accurately portrayed the significance of the artifacts. One evening, after a long day of discussions and planning, the trio gathered at Lani's apartment to reflect on the journey.
I never thought we'd end up working with the government and historians, Kai remarked,
flipping through the pages of the journal they had discovered. Hoku, sipping on a cup of tea, added, Oh, it's amazing how one discovery can open up so many doors. Lani, you've truly made history. Lani smiled, a mix of humility and satisfaction in her eyes. I never imagined that finding a treasure would lead to this, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to the preservation of our heritage. As the government exhibit took shape, the news of Lani, Kai, and Hoku's involvement spread throughout the community. They became local heroes, admired not just for the discovery, but for their commitment to honouring Hawaii's past. One day, as they were putting the finishing touches on the exhibit, a local reporter named Sarah approached Lani for an interview. Mrs. Lani, the entire community is eager to know more about your journey. Can you share your thoughts on the significance of this discovery? Sarah asked. Lani, surrounded by artifacts and historical documents, spoke with passion. This isn't just about the artifacts we found. It's about connecting with our roots and understanding the struggles and resilience of our people. Queen Liliuokalani's story is a testament to the strength of Hawaii. These artifacts help us preserve that story for future generations. The news coverage sparked even more interest, drawing visitors from neighbouring towns and cities to witness the unveiling of the exhibit. The government spared no expense in creating an immersive experience that transported visitors back in time, allowing them to walk in the footsteps of Queen Liliuokalani. On the day of the grand opening, a sense of anticipation filled the air. Lani, Kai, and Hoku stood together, gazing at the exhibit they had played a crucial role in bringing to life.
It's like stepping into a different era,
Kai marvelled, looking at the carefully arranged artifacts. Hoku nodded, her eyes misty with pride.
Lani, we've not only uncovered history, we've given it a voice.
The ribbon-cutting ceremony was attended by government officials, historians, and a crowd of curious onlookers. Lani, holding a pair of oversized scissors, cut the ribbon with a sense of reverence. As the door swung open, visitors streamed in, eager to explore the hidden treasures of Hawaii. The exhibit became a cultural phenomenon, attracting tourists and locals alike. School groups came to learn about their heritage, and families marvelled at the artifacts that told the story of Hawaii's past. Lani, Kai, and Hoku became the unofficial guides, sharing anecdotes and tales of the Queen's life. One day, as Lani was guiding a group of schoolchildren through the exhibit, a young girl with bright eyes approached her.
"Are you Mrs. Lani? The one who found the hidden treasure?"
the girl asked. Lani knelt, her eyes meeting the girl's. "Yes, that's me. What's your name?"
"I'm Mia. I read about you in the newspaper. This is so cool!"
Mia exclaimed. Lani chuckled, her heart warmed by Mia's enthusiasm. "I'm glad you think so, Mia. This exhibit is for people like you, to learn about our history and feel connected to our roots." The grand opening of the exhibit marked not only the celebration of Hawaii's rich cultural heritage, but also a turning point in the lives of Lani, Kai, and Hoku. As visitors marvelled at the artifacts and immersed themselves in the history of Queen Liliuokalani, the trio continued to play an integral role in sharing the story with the world. Kai, fueled by the passion ignited during the treasure hunt, excelled in college. His interest in history deepened, and he found himself drawn to the stories of people who lived in the past. The scholarship he earned allowed him to attend the best university, where he decided to major in history. One day, as Kai excitedly shared his college acceptance with Lani, she couldn't contain her pride. "You've worked so hard for this, Kai. I'm overjoyed to see you pursue your dreams." Kai grinned.
"And it all started with our treasure hunt. Who would have thought it would lead me here?"
As Kai dove into his studies, Lani, inspired by the artifacts and manuscripts they had discovered, decided to channel her passion for writing. She approached the government with a proposal to write a book detailing their incredible journey and the history of Queen Liliuokalani. The government, recognizing the significance of Lani's perspective, eagerly approved her request. Lani knew she had a unique story to tell, one that intertwined mystery, adventure, and the rich tapestry of Hawaiian history. She shared the news with Hoku, who beamed with pride. "Lani, you're not just writing a book, you're documenting a legacy. It's a testament to the power of curiosity and determination." Lani nodded, grateful for Hoku's unwavering support. It's time to give Queen Liliuokalani's story the voice it deserves. As Lani embarked on her writing journey, she dedicated herself to extensive research, poring over the artifacts, manuscripts, and historical documents they had uncovered. The memories of deciphering riddles and exploring hidden caves fueled her creativity, and she began weaving the narrative with a touch of magic and intrigue. One evening, as the words flowed onto the pages, Lani called Hoku to share a glimpse of her progress. "Hoku, I've started writing the book. It feels like reliving the adventure all over again." Hoku's voice was filled with excitement. "I can't wait to read it, Lani. Your storytelling is bound to captivate everyone who picks up the book." Encouraged by Hoku's words, Lani continued to immerse herself in the writing process. She relived the moments of anticipation, the joy of discovery, and the profound connection to Hawaii's history. Each chapter unfolded like a treasure map, leading readers on a journey through time. Meanwhile, Kai's academic journey thrived. His passion for history deepened, and he found himself drawn to the untold stories of people who had shaped the world. His professors noticed his dedication, and opportunities to contribute to historical research projects began to unfold. One day, as Kai received an invitation to present his research at a prestigious history conference, he couldn't wait to share the news with Lani.
Grandma, guess what? They want me to present at the conference. Can you believe it?
Lani's eyes sparkled with pride.
Kai, this is incredible. Your journey in history is just beginning.
The day of the conference arrived, and Kai stood confidently in front of a diverse audience of historians, researchers, and academics. He shared insights into the hidden treasures of Hawaii, intertwining the historical significance with the adventure that had unfolded during their treasure hunt. As Lani watched her grandson on stage, she marveled at the impact their journey had on his life. The applause that followed Kai's presentation echoed not just his success, but also the success of their shared adventure. After the conference, Kai approached Lani with gratitude in his eyes.
Grandma, none of this would have happened without you. You sparked my love for history, and I'm grateful for every moment.
Lani hugged Kai, her heart full. You've made me prouder than you can imagine. Your journey is intertwined with ours, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. Back home, as Lani continued to write her book, she received a surprise visit from Hoku.
Lani, I brought something for you,
Hoku said, handing her a beautifully wrapped package. Lani unwrapped it to find a vintage typewriter. Hoku grinned. For your book. There's something magical about the sound of keys tapping on paper. Lani was touched by the thoughtful gesture. Thank you, Hoku. This means the world to me. With the typewriter by her side, Lani's writing process took on a nostalgic charm. The rhythmic clatter of keys became the soundtrack to her storytelling, and each page carried the weight of history and adventure. As the manuscript neared completion, Lani approached the government for approval to publish and launch the book. The officials, having witnessed the impact of the exhibit and recognizing the importance of sharing Queen Liliuokalani's story, readily granted their approval. As the launch day of The Hidden Gem approached, Lani found herself immersed in the final preparations. The typewriter keys echoed in her small apartment. The rhythmic sound was a testament to the countless hours she had spent weaving together the threads of history and adventure. Kai, excited about the imminent publication, couldn't help but ask,
Grandma, how do you feel about finishing the book? It's like you've given life to our entire journey.
Lani looked up from her typewriter, a mix of emotion in her eyes. It's a journey I never imagined taking, Kai. Writing this book has been like reliving every moment, every discovery. I want to make sure Queen Liliuokalani's story is told with the same wonder we felt. Hoku, sitting nearby with a cup of tea, chimed in, And you've done just that, Lani. Your words have the power to transport readers back in time. As the trio gathered for a quiet evening, Lani shared an excerpt from the book, a passage that captured the essence of their adventure. In the heart of the Hawaiian Islands, where the trade winds whispered secrets and the waves carried tales of ancient spirits, a hidden treasure lay dormant. It wasn't gold or jewels that adorned this treasure, but the echoes of a queen's resilience and the footsteps of those who dared to uncover the secrets of the past. Our journey began with a riddle, a mysterious note that led us to the heart of Kilauea. As the lava flowed beneath us, we felt the pulse of the island, the beating heart of a history that longed to be heard. With each step we unraveled the clues, our excitement building like a volcano ready to erupt. But this wasn't just a quest for hidden artifacts. It was a journey through time, guided by the spirit of Queen Liliuokalani. The artifacts we discovered weren't mere objects. They were portals to a bygone era, windows into the struggles and triumphs of Hawaii's last monarch. In the hidden caverns beneath the waves we found a sanctuary, a place where the Queen's spirit lingered and the treasures of Hawaii whispered their stories. The journey continued through valleys and forests, guided by the map that led us to a secluded cave. The artifacts within spoke of a queen's love for her people, a love that transcended time. As the pen danced across the paper, I felt a profound responsibility to do justice to this history. The ceremonial robe, the seashell necklace, and the intimate journal entries, they all became chapters in a story that begged to be told. Our adventure wasn't just about finding hidden treasures. It was about uncovering the layers of Hawaii's cultural heritage. And now, as I hold this completed manuscript in my hands, I realize that the true treasure lies not just in the artifacts, but in the connections we've forged. This book is a tribute to Queen Liliuokalani, a celebration of Hawaii's rich history and a testament to the power of curiosity and determination. May these words carry the spirit of our journey, allowing readers to embark on their adventure through the pages of time. This, my dear Kai and Hoku, is the hidden gem. Kai, moved by the words, nodded appreciatively.
Grandma, it's like you've captured the magic of our journey. I can't wait for the world to read this.
Hoku, wiping away a tear, added,
Lani, you've not just written a book, you've penned a legacy. Queen Liliuokalani's story will resonate through the ages.
With the manuscript complete, Lani submitted it to the government for approval, eager to share the hidden treasures of Hawaii with a broader audience. The government officials, having witnessed the impact of the exhibit, readily approved the publication. The day of the book launch arrived and the town gathered in anticipation. Lani, holding the first printed copy of The Hidden Gem, felt a mixture of excitement and humility. As she signed copies for eager readers, she couldn't help but feel that their shared journey had come full circle. Hoku, attending the launch with a radiant smile, whispered to Lani,
You've given Queen Liliuokalani a voice, Lani. This book is a gift to our community and the world.
The night of the book launch was filled with an air of excitement and anticipation. The town had gathered at the community centre where the walls echoed with the murmur of eager conversations. Lani, adorned in a simple yet elegant dress, stood near the stage, surrounded by friends, family, and the artefacts that had inspired her journey. As the moment to unveil the hidden gem approached, the room hushed into a respectful silence. Lani stepped up to the podium, her eyes scanning the familiar faces in the audience. The weight of the book in her hands felt both surreal and profound.
Thank you all for being here tonight, Lani began, her voice steady yet infused with a warmth that resonated through the room. This book, The Hidden Gem, is not just my journey. It's our journey. A journey through time, mystery, and the vibrant tapestry of Hawaii's history. She paused, allowing her words to settle, before continuing with a nod to the artifacts that surrounded her. These artifacts, discovered in the heart of Kilauea, became the keys that unlocked a treasure trove of stories. Stories that needed to be told, not just for us, but for future generations.
Lani's eyes sparkled with a mix of passion and gratitude as she spoke. Queen Liliuokalani's legacy is a gift for all of us. This book is my attempt to share that gift, to let her story echo through the ages. She turned to Kai, who stood beside her with an expression of pride. Kai, my grandson, started this journey with me. From solving riddles to presenting his research, he's grown into a historian, passionate about unearthing the hidden gems of history. The audience erupted into applause, and Lani continued, Hoku, my dear friend, has been my pillar of support. Her adventurous spirit and unwavering friendship have made this journey even more magical. Turning her attention back to the audience, Lani's tone shifted to one of reflection. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes
Those surprises lead us to treasures we never imagined. The hidden gem is a testament to the belief that age does not define our capacity for discovery, for growth, or for making a difference. She looked down at the book in her hands, the cover adorned with a depiction of the intricate seashell necklace they had found. As you read these pages, I hope you feel the same sense of wonder and connection that we experienced on our journey, Lanny concluded, with a heartfelt expression of gratitude. To the community, to the government, to my family and friends, thank you for being a part of this adventure. May the hidden gem be a beacon guiding us all to appreciate the treasures that lie within our own stories and the rich history of this beautiful land we call home. The room erupted into applause, and Lanny, with a humble smile, stepped away from the podium, her heart filled with a sense of accomplishment and joy. As attendees lined up for book signings, she couldn't help but feel that this book was not just hers. It belonged to the community, to Hawaii, to anyone who dared to embark on a journey of discovery. The success of the hidden gem echoed far beyond the shores of Hawaii, reaching every corner of the globe. Lanny's book became a bestseller, and the world turned its attention to the enchanting tales of Queen Liliuokalani and the small town of Honolulu. News outlets, literary circles, and readers everywhere were captivated by the story of an unlikely trio, Lanny, Hoku, and Kai, who had unearthed hidden treasures and breathed life into the rich cultural heritage of Hawaii. As Lanny's book soared in popularity, the trio found themselves thrust into the spotlight. The quaint town of Honolulu became a hub of activity, drawing visitors eager to explore the very landscapes and hidden caves described in the book. The government recognized the economic and cultural impact, and soon the once sleepy town transformed into a bustling center of tourism. One day, as Lanny, Hoku, and Kai sat together at a local cafe, sipping on a Hawaiian coffee, a reporter approached their table with excitement. "Lanny, your book has become a phenomenon! How does it feel to have the world talking about Hawaii and your incredible journey?" Lanny chuckled, her eyes sparkling. "It's humbling and surreal. Our journey was a labor of love, and the fact that it has touched so many hearts is beyond anything I could have imagined." Hoku, ever the adventurer, added, "Who would have thought our little town would become a global sensation? It just goes to show that the magic of discovery knows no boundaries." Kai, now a distinguished historian, chimed in. "It's not just about the artifacts, it's about the spirit of exploration. And the power of storytelling. People connect with the universal themes of curiosity and resilience." The trio continued to navigate interviews, book signings, and public appearances, each encounter revealing new layers of their journey. As they walked through the streets of Honolulu, they could hear snippets of conversations about the hidden gem from cafes and bookstores. One evening, as they strolled along the beach, a young couple approached them, wide-eyed with excitement. "Are you Lanny, Hoku, and Kai? We just finished your book a few weeks ago. It's amazing, and it made us want to visit Hawaii." Lanny beamed. "That's wonderful. Hawaii welcomes you with open arms. There's so much more to discover beyond the pages of the book." The couple, inspired by the tales of hidden caves and cultural treasures, expressed their gratitude. "You've made us fall in love with history and adventure. Mahalo." As the trio continued their walk, Hoku couldn't help but reflect on the impact they were having. "Lanny, you've turned our small town story into a global celebration of culture. It's incredible." With a mischievous twinkle in her eye, Lanny teased, "Well, the adventure doesn't stop here. Who knows what hidden gems we might find next?" Meanwhile, Lanny's fame reached the ears of the government officials responsible for cultural heritage. They recognized her ability to weave captivating narratives that brought history to life. One day, an official approached Lanny with an unexpected proposal. "Lanny, your work has not only brought attention to Hawaii, but has instilled a deep appreciation for our cultural heritage. We would be honored if you would consider becoming the ambassador for Hawaii's rich history." Lani, taken aback, exchanged glances with Hoku and Kai. "I'm just a storyteller who stumbled upon treasures, but if it means sharing the beauty of Hawaii with the world, I would be honored." The announcement of Lani's ambassadorship made headlines, and she found herself at the center of a press conference, surrounded by cameras and reporters eager to hear her thoughts. "As an ambassador, my goal is to continue sharing the untold stories of Hawaii. Our culture is a tapestry woven with the threads of resilience, tradition, and aloha spirit. I want to invite the world to explore and appreciate the treasures that make Hawaii unique." Hoku and Kai, standing by her side, couldn't have been prouder. The trio had come a long way from deciphering riddles in hidden caves to standing on a global stage, representing the very essence of Hawaii. As Lani embraced her role, she didn't forget her roots. She continued writing, penning more books that delved into the intricate history and folklore of the islands. The government, recognizing the need for a centralized hub of cultural knowledge, approached Hoku and Kai with a proposition. "Given your expertise and dedication, we'd like you to oversee the expansion of the exhibition and library. It's time to create a legacy that future generations can cherish." Kai, now a respected historian, couldn't believe the responsibility entrusted to him. "I'll make sure the history of Hawaii is preserved and celebrated for generations to come." Hoku, always ready for a new adventure, added, "And I'll make sure the exhibits continue to inspire curiosity and wonder. Our journey doesn't end. It evolves." The expansion project became a collaborative effort involving the community, scholars, and historians. The exhibition and library transformed into a cultural haven, drawing scholars from around the world and curious minds eager to explore the hidden gems of history. Amidst the hustle and bustle, Lani continued her ambassadorial duties, travelling to different parts of the world to promote Hawaiian culture. She spoke at international events, participated in cultural exchanges, and even found herself as a guest on popular talk shows. One day, as she sat across a renowned talk show host, he asked, "Lani, your star is truly inspiring. What message would you like to share with those who might feel it's too late to embark on a new adventure or pursue their passion?" Lani smiled warmly, her eyes reflecting a lifetime of experiences. "It's never too late to follow your heart. Life is an adventure waiting to unfold, and each chapter brings discoveries. Embrace the unexpected, cherish the journey, and remember, every age is the perfect age to start something extraordinary." Her words resonated with viewers, and messages of inspiration flooded in from around the world. Lani had become more than an author. She was a symbol of resilience, curiosity, and the enduring spirit of exploration. Back in Honolulu, as the trio gathered for a quiet evening at Lani's home, they reflected on the whirlwind of success that had become their lives. Kai, now an accomplished historian and curator, couldn't help but express his gratitude. "Grandma, Hoku, I wouldn't be here without you. Your guidance and the adventures we shared set me on this incredible path. I am living my dream because of you." Lani, sipping on a cup of Hawaiian tea, replied, "Kai, your passion and dedication have exceeded our wildest dreams. You're not just preserving history, you are shaping it." Hoku, ever the sentimental one, added, "And Lani, you've given us more than hidden treasures. You've given us a legacy, a story that will echo through time." As they sat together, the rhythmic sound of waves in the background, Lani's heart swelled with gratitude. The hidden gems they had discovered went beyond artifacts and manuscripts. They were the bonds of friendship, the joy of discovery, and the magic of storytelling. Days turned into weeks, and Kai found himself immersed in the demands of his work. The weight of responsibilities rested on his shoulders, and the pace of life in the bustling town of Honolulu quickened. However, amidst the busyness, Kai felt a yearning for the familiar comforts of home, especially his grandma's home-cooked meals. One evening, after wrapping up after a particularly challenging day, Kai decided to break free from the confines of his office and head straight to his grandma's house. The aroma of Hawaiian delicacies greeted him as he entered, and the warmth of his grandma's smile eased the tension in his shoulders. Lani, Hoku, and Kai gathered around the dinner table, sharing stories and laughter. The trio's bond had only strengthened over the years, and the familiarity of their conversations brought a sense of solace to Kai. As they enjoyed the home-cooked meal, Lani couldn't help but notice the fatigue in Kai's eyes.
"Kai, my dear, you've been working too hard. It's time to take a break and savour the simple joys of life."
Kai sighed, appreciating his grandma's concern.
"I know, Grandma. It's just that the workload has been piling up and there's so much to handle."
Hoku, always the voice of reason, chimed in.
"Remember, Kai, balance is the key to a fulfilling life. Work is important, but so is taking time for yourself."
The trio continued their meal, the chatter easing Kai's stress. After dinner, as they sat in the cosy living room, Lani looked at Kai with a twinkle in her eye. "Do you remember what's tomorrow, Kai?" He furrowed his brows, trying to recall. Then it hit him, and a slightly sad tone crept into his voice.
"Oh, it's the anniversary, isn't it?"
Lani nodded, her gaze filled with understanding. The next day marked the anniversary of the passing of Kai's grandpa, dad, and mum. It was a day of remembrance, reflection, and honouring the memories they shared. The following day, under the warm Hawaiian sun, Lani and Kai visited the graveyard. The air was filled with a mix of emotions as they placed fresh flowers on the graves. It was a solemn yet comforting ritual, a time to connect with their loved ones who had journeyed beyond. As they stood in quiet contemplation, memories of shared laughter and love enveloped them. Lani spoke softly to the gravestones, recounting tales of the adventures they'd experienced together and expressing gratitude for the lessons learnt. Back at home in the evening light, the atmosphere shifted. The trio gathered in the living room, a mixture of joy and melancholy lingering in the air. Hoku, always attuned to the emotional currents, decided to lighten the mood.
"So, Kai," she began with a mischievous smile, "Lani and I were just discussing your busy schedule. Any special someone keeping you occupied?" Kai blushed, caught off guard by the sudden shift in conversation. Lani joined in with a playful tone. "Come on, spill the beans. Grandma wants to know if her grandson has found love amidst all the history books."
Hoku, sensing Kai's shyness, teased him further.
"Is there a historian heart that's been captured?"
With a sheepish grin, Kai confessed.
"Well, there is someone. Her name's Malia. We were college mates, and now we work together too."
Lani's eyes sparkled with delight.
"Oh, that's wonderful news, Kai. Why didn't you tell us sooner?"
Kai shrugged, a mix of embarrassment and joy on his face.
"I guess I was waiting for the right moment. Things have been busy, but Malia's been a source of support and inspiration."
Hoku, unable to contain her excitement, exclaimed,
"That's fantastic! We need to meet this Malia. When do we get to hear wedding bells?" Kai chuckled. "Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're taking it one step at a time."
But Lani, with a twinkle in her eye, adopted a more serious tone. "Kai, my dear, life is too short to delay happiness. If you've found someone special, cherish it." As the evening unfolded, the trio delved into heartfelt conversations about love, life, and the passage of time. Lani, ever the wise matriarch, offered her insights, while Hoku teased and joked, injecting levity into the room. The night ended with a group hug, a rare moment of vulnerability and connection. Lani, holding Kai close, whispered, "You deserve all the happiness in the world, my dear grandson." In the days that followed, Kai's relationship with Malia blossomed. The couple, juggling work and budding romance, found solace in each other's company. Lani and Hoku, supportive as ever, welcomed Malia into their close-knit circle with open arms. One weekend, as the trio enjoyed a beach picnic, Lani couldn't help but steer the conversation towards Kai's future. "You know, Kai, life is a series of chapters. Have you thought about what comes next?" Kai pondered the question, the sound of waves providing a rhythmic backdrop to their conversation.
"I guess I've been so focused on my career and the exhibits that I haven't really planned beyond that."
Hoku, always ready for a touch of adventure, interjected,
"Well, maybe it's time to think about building a future, a legacy of your own."
Lani, looking at Kai with a knowing smile, added, "Life is about balance, my dear. Work is fulfilling, but so is love and family. What do you envision for yourself?" Kai gazed at the horizon, contemplating the possibilities.
"I suppose I want a life filled with love, continued adventures, and the warmth of family. Maybe one day I'll start a family of my own."
Hoku, ever the dreamer, teased,
"Wedding bells and little historians running around discovering their own hidden gems."
Kai laughed, feeling a sense of gratitude for the guidance and love surrounding him. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow on the beach, the trio embraced the beauty of the present and the promise of the future. Months passed, and Kai's relationship with Malia deepened. The couple navigated the challenges and joys of life together, with the unwavering support of Lani and Hoku. Eventually, Kai decided it was time to take the next step. On a quiet evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, Kai took Malia for a stroll along the beach. The rhythmic sound of the waves provided a soothing backdrop to the moment. As they walked hand in hand, Kai mustered the courage to express his feelings.
"Malia, you've brought so much joy and love into my life. I can't imagine my future without you. Will you marry me?"
Malia, tears of happiness glistening in her eyes, nodded with a radiant smile. "Yes, Kai! 1,000 times yes!" As they sealed their commitment with a kiss, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow on the engaged couple. Little did they know that their love story would become another cherished chapter in the book of their intertwined destinies. The news of Kai's engagement brought a new wave of excitement to the trio's lives. Lani, beaming with pride, couldn't help but tease Kai. "Looks like you're not just uncovering historical treasures, but personal ones too." Hoku, always the sentimental one, added, "Kai, my dear, you're creating a legacy of love. It's a beautiful thing." With wedding plans in motion, Lani, Hoku, and Kai found themselves immersed in a different kind of adventure. The small town of Honolulu buzzed with anticipation, and the government officials who had witnessed the trio's journey offered their support for a celebration that would be remembered for generations. The day of the wedding arrived, and Honolulu transformed into a haven of joy. The community gathered to celebrate the union of Kai and Malia, a testament of love and the enduring spirit of the trio's shared adventures. As Lani, dressed in traditional Hawaiian attire, stood by Kai's side, she couldn't help but feel a profound sense of happiness. The ceremony, infused with Hawaiian traditions, unfolded against the backdrop of the sun setting over the Pacific Ocean. Hoku, with tears of joy, handed Kai the ceremonial seashell necklace that had become a symbol of their shared journey.
"May your union be as enduring as the treasures we've discovered together."
The exchange of vows echoed the sentiments of love, resilience, and the promise of a shared future. The trio, now expanded to include Malia, stood together, a testament to the enduring bonds forged through the years. The wedding celebration continued into the night, with music, dance, and the vibrant colours of Hawaiian culture.
Lani, Hoku, and Kai danced under the stars, their hearts filled with gratitude for the extraordinary journey that had led them to this beautiful moment. In the days, months, and years that followed, Kai and Malia continued to write their own chapter. They embraced the adventures of marriage, built a family, and contributed to the rich tapestry of Hawaiian history. Meanwhile, Lani's role as the ambassador for Hawaii's cultural heritage flourished. Her books, now co-authored with Hoku, became staples in homes around the world. The exhibition and library, curated by Kai and Hoku, expanded, drawing scholars, historians, and families eager to explore the hidden gems of Hawaii's past. As the trio navigated the ever-evolving chapters of their lives, one thing remained constant: the enduring spirit of aloha. The small town of Honolulu, once a quiet corner of the world, became a beacon of cultural celebration and love. As the months passed, Hoku started to feel a little sick. The days went by, and Lani, Kai, and Malia took turns taking care of her. One evening, they sat on the porch reminiscing about old memories. Hoku, with a weak smile, said, "You know, I've had a good run. The adventures we've had together, the treasures we've uncovered, they'll always be in my heart." Kai nodded.
"You've been the anchor of our trio, Hoku. We wouldn't be where we are without you."
Malia added, "You're like the glue that holds us together. We'll get through this together too." And suddenly, Hoku closed her eyes, her breathing becoming still. Lani and Kai couldn't comprehend what was happening, and panic set in. They called the doctor urgently. The doctor arrived and examined Hoku. After a somber pause, he said,
"I'm sorry. She's gone."
Kai and Lani couldn't fathom the sudden loss. Tears flowed freely as they clung to each other. They organized a heartfelt funeral for Hoku, honoring the vibrant spirit that had left them too soon. Lani, feeling the void left by her best friend, decided to channel her grief into something meaningful. She began writing a book dedicated to Hoku and Kai, capturing the essence of their lifelong partnership. The title resonated deeply: My Other Halves. The book became a massive hit, touching the hearts of readers with its tales of friendship, love, and shared adventures. As Lani lay in the library, a cozy haven filled with the echoes of countless stories, Kai entered to take her home. The room was adorned with books, artifacts, and the subtle fragrance of aged paper. Lani, engrossed in a book, looked up with a warm smile as Kai approached. Kai, concerned, gently shook her shoulder, saying,
"Grandma, it's time to go home. Let's get you back."
Lani, with a serene expression, replied,
"I'll just rest for a moment, Kai. The sunset is beautiful. I want to enjoy it a bit longer."
Kai nodded, understanding his grandma's love for the simple pleasures. He sat beside her and they began to talk about the old memories, the adventures, and the treasures they had uncovered together. Lani's voice was filled with nostalgia as she shared.
"Do you remember the time we found that ancient artifact near the waterfall? Hoku couldn't stop laughing at the look on your face when you realized it wasn't a hidden treasure." Kai chuckled. "Yes, Grandma. Those were the days. We've shared so many incredible moments together."
As the conversation continued, Lani's eyes began to droop. Kai, sensing her fatigue, said,
"Come on, Grandma. Let's get you home. You can continue reading there."
Lani closed her eyes with a gentle smile. "I feel so blessed, Kai. You and Hoku have been my greatest treasures. But don't worry. I'll be fine. I just need a little rest." Kai, though slightly uneasy, respected his grandma's wishes. He left for a moment to fetch a blanket, hoping she'd feel more comfortable.
When he returned, he noticed a peaceful stillness about her, and his worry intensified.
"Grandma?"
Kai said softly, gently shaking her again.
Time to wake up. We're heading home."
There was no response.
Panicking, Kai called out, "Grandma Lanny, can you hear me?"
Malia, who had joined them, saw the concern in Kai's eyes and rushed over. "What's happening, Kai?" Kai's voice trembled.
"I don't know. She won't wake up."
They called for a doctor urgently, the air thick with worry and confusion. As they waited for the doctor to arrive, Kai held Lanny's hand, hoping for any sign of life. Malia, tears welling up, offered words of comfort. When the doctor arrived, he examined Lanny with a sombre expression. After a poignant pause, he delivered the devastating news.
"I'm sorry. She's gone."
Kai and Malia, in shock, couldn't comprehend the suddenness of Lanny's departure. They clung to each other, grief overwhelming them. The doctor offered his condolences and left them to process the painful reality. The small library, once a sanctuary of stories, now held a profound silence. The sun had set, casting a melancholic glow over the room. Kai and Malia stayed by Lanny's side, grappling with the weight of loss. Through tearful sobs, Kai whispered,
"Why did this happen to Grandma? I wasn't ready to say goodbye."
Malia, holding Kai close, murmured,
"I know, love. None of us were. She was the heart of our family."
As they navigated the process of organizing a funeral, Kai and Malia struggled with the void left by Lanny's absence. The library, once a place of joy, became a poignant reminder of the stories that had ended too soon. Government officials and the town of Honolulu arranged a grand funeral for Lanny, honouring her contributions to Hawaii. Kai and Malia couldn't stop their tears, feeling a profound emptiness without their beloved matriarch. In the days that followed, as they prepared to say their final goodbyes, Kai found solace in the memories shared in the library. He decided to continue Lanny's legacy, preserving and sharing the stories that shaped their family and Hawaii's history. And so, as they bid farewell to Lanny, the library became a sacred space, a place to honour her memory and the countless tales she had woven into the fabrics of their lives. Years passed, and Malia gave birth to 2 beautiful daughters. Kai, feeling the void of missing pieces in his life, decided to name his daughters Lanny and Hoku, in honour of the 2 extraordinary women who had shaped his existence. As the family continued their work for Hawaii, the memories of Lanny and Hoku lived on. Kai and Malia, now parents, navigated the challenges of raising their daughters with the same resilience instilled in them by their grandmothers. One day, as Kai sat with his daughters, Lanny and Hoku, named after their grandmothers, he shared stories of the adventures they had embarked on. The girls listened with wide-eyed wonder, absorbing the tales of hidden gems and cultural treasures. Lanny, the older of the 2, asked, "Dad, do you miss Grandma Lanny and Grandma Hoku?" Kai, with a soft smile, replied,
"Every day, my dear. They were incredible women who shaped our lives, but their spirit lives on in you 2.
The family continued to cherish the legacy of love, resilience, and cultural heritage passed down through generations. Kai and Malia, guided by the lessons of their grandmothers, worked tirelessly to preserve Hawaii's rich history. One day, while Kai and Malia were organizing an exhibition to showcase the cultural treasures they had uncovered, Lanny and Hoku's book, My Other Halves, became a source of inspiration for visitors. The tales of friendship, love, and the enduring spirit of aloha touched the hearts of those who read them. As the sun set over Honolulu, casting a warm glow on the exhibition, Kai reflected on the cyclical nature of life. He realized that while some chapters close, new ones unfold, each building upon the legacy of those who came before. The family continued to honor the traditions passed down by Lanny and Hoku,
celebrating life's milestones with love, laughter, and a deep appreciation for the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. And so, the story of Kai, Malia, and their daughters Lani and Hoku, intertwined with the rich tapestry of Hawaii's history, continued to unfold, carrying the enduring spirit of aloha through the ages.